Yo, 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 it's your boy Jay Best, and welcome back to the Straight to the Point podcast, episode 28. On today's episode, all I'm talking about is the NFL offseason. I'm going to give y'all my three winners so far in the NFL offseason, and then my three losers so far in the NFL offseason. But first and foremost, I got to thank God for waking me up this morning and allowing me to talk about sports, which is something that I love to do. And without him, I would not be here right now. So, Jay Best, the offseason. What is the hype of the off season, right? I'm tired of the off season. I'm waiting for the regular season to start. Slow your roll, okay? The off season to me, right? It's to some people, it's just as exciting as the regular season, right? Because the off season is what builds up to the regular season, and not just that, but you want to see your team go out and sign some players, right? You want to see your team make some trades. You want to see who they draft. You want to see your team get better, right? That's the excitement of the off season, and then of course new faces and new places, right? We all want to see that. So the off season to me is very important. This is when general managers come together, and well, not come together, but when they this is when they do their job basically, right? During the season it's the coach's job, but during the off season it's the general manager's job. I want to put my team in the best position to win come the regular season, right? Clearly the Chiefs won their offseason last year because they ended up winning the Super Bowl. Right, the rookies that they drafted in the draft would ended up playing key roles in that for that team, and ended up playing key roles in the Super Bowl. For example, Scott Moore, as a player they drafted, he scored in the Super Bowl. Yes, it was wide open, but he made the impact. He made an impact play, right, to get into or to win the Super Bowl. So I think the offseason is very, very important. So as of right now, I'm about to give y'all my three winners and my three losers for the offseason as of right now. Yes, we got the draft to come up. We got trades still happening. We got people still getting signed in free agency. But today, as of right now, who is my three winners and my three losers? My number one winner so far this offseason, y'all should already know if y'all watch this show, y'all should know who I'm about to say. The Jets. 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 You know why? It's a new sheriff in town. There is a new sheriff in town. Yes, it's not official yet, but we all feel it. We all see it coming. It's going to happen. There is a new sheriff in New York. There's a new greatest quarterback to ever play in a New York jersey in New York. Used to be Joe Namath, Broadway Joe. They used to be your franchise, but now it's Aaron Rodgers' franchise. That's right. That bad man AR-12 is in New York. Okay, so when the team makes a trade to get a Hall of Fame quarterback, okay, we saw what Denver did last year, right? Clearly, Russ had a terrible season, but this isn't Russ. This is not Russell Wilson. This is Aaron freaking Rodgers. Okay, to me, the best thrower of the football that I have ever seen in my life. In my whole lifespan, I've never seen somebody who can put the ball in places like Aaron Rodgers. Yes, people gonna say Mahomes, right? But I got a little favoritism, right? Aaron Rodgers is my guy. Period. Point blank. He's coming to the AFC. I know I'm a Steelers fan, but it is what it is. That's still my dog. Period. Point blank. So when you add Aaron Rodgers to this team, you're automatically a Super Bowl contender. Simple as that. Last year, y'all was a team that y'all was a surprise team. Nobody thought y'all would be as good as y'all were, but now y'all add Aaron Rodgers, plus that young defense y'all had. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like this move at first when I first started hearing about it. When people said his potential destinations and they said the New York Jets, I did not like it because I thought the Jets didn't have enough offensively. Yes, you have Garrett Wilson, who won Rookie of the Year last year. Pretty good receiver. Yes, you have Breece Hall, right, who was going to win Rookie of the Year if he did tear his ACL. So you have a great running, assuming he comes back healthy, you have a great running back, a good receiver. What else? That's it. That's not enough to win in today's game, in my opinion. All right. You have Elijah Moore, who hasn't proven himself. They just traded him the other day. Then you have Corey Davis, who's a pretty average receiver, in my opinion. So you didn't have enough. But then they went and they got Alan Lazard. For those of y'all that don't know, Aaron Rodgers came out and said, look, here's a wish list of players that I would like to play with. Alan Lazard was one of them. And then they went and they got McCole Hardman, right? So McCole Hardman, as we know, he's from the Kansas City Chiefs. He had a lot of success with Patrick Mahomes. They're playing with another great quarterback, so I'm assuming that success will continue. And then back to the Alan Lazard thing. Alan Lazard was playing with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, right? So you brought somebody that Aaron Rodgers is comfortable with, and then you add a nice piece with McCole Hardman, and then you already have your number one receiver in Garrett Wilson with a nice running back in Breece Hall. Now we're talking. Right now, this is a good offense in my opinion, and Aaron Rodgers just takes them to the next level. So this team just got a whole lot better. As I mentioned, they traded Elijah Moore in the third round pick for this year's second round pick from the Cleveland Browns. So I don't know if that pick is going to be in the Aaron Rodgers trade, because like I said, this trade is not, it's not on paper yet. It's not done. But Aaron Rodgers came out and said he wants to play with the Jets. The Jets said they want Aaron Rodgers, so it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when, right? So when they had that second round pick, I don't know if they're gonna put it in the trade or they're gonna use it and go and get another receiver or go and get a nice piece to go in the defense, because the defense is set. The defense, they had a great defense last year, led by Sauce Gardner right at corner, led by Quentin Williams at D tackle. They have a pretty good defense. So now you add Aaron Rodgers, a Hall of Fame quarterback. You add some nice pieces at receiver. You have that second round pick. Like I said, maybe they're using a trade, maybe they won't. But this team is now an AFC contender. Simple as that. They're up there. They're not necessarily. I'm not gonna put them above the Chiefs, because the Chiefs are they are the standard right now, right? They are the team there's a team to beat. Simple as that. But next in line, I'm looking at the Bills and I'm looking at the New York Jets. All right, so great move by the Jets. The Jets are my winner so far of the NFL offseason. But as y'all know, Jay Best just can't pick one team. I have three winners. The number two, right? I got to go with the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears made the steal of the century. Okay, they literally just stole everything Carolina had for one draft pick. So if y'all don't know, the Bears traded the number one pick in the draft, right, to the Carolina Panthers, who was ninth. The Panthers need a quarterback, so they went ahead and traded up. They traded their ninth pick, a second round pick, next year's first round pick, and next year's second round pick. And I'm not done. DJ Moore, the best receiver, the best player on their offense. All right, so you added all these draft picks, and not only that, but you added DJ Moore, a receiver. Justin Fields, to me, did not have a number one receiver last year. Yes, Darnell Mooney is a nice receiver, but I don't think he's number one. Right? I don't think that's the guy when we play them. We got to circle him on the game plan. Same with Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool, they traded to the Steelers. They traded a second round pick to the Steelers for Chase Claypool last year, and Chase Claypool is not that guy either, but DJ Moore is. Okay, DJ Moore is a pretty good receiver who did not have a quarterback in Carolina and still produced number one receiver numbers. All right, so Justin Fields, you got a receiver, right? And not only that, but you have the ninth pick still. You got the second round pick from the Carolina Panthers, and you have a first round pick and second round pick later on or next year. So I'm not saying the Bears are going to be world beaters this year, right? I'm not saying none of that. But what I am saying is this year and next year, and then for the foreseeable future, they're only going to get better. Simple as that. They're only going to get better. So the Chicago Bears are an under the radar team that we must keep our eyes on for the years to come, because it could be the build of something special. Honestly, I think they got a lot better with that trade, and I think the Carolina Panthers honestly just went all in and said, I need a quarterback. Take whatever y'all want. I need a quarterback. And the Chicago Bears did just that, and they took everything that they had. So the Bears are my second winner of this offseason. And Justin Fields, real quick. Justin Fields, this year is your what is it? What I'm trying to say. This year is your all or nothing, right? Not necessarily saying they got to win the playoff game, not saying they got to make the playoffs. But this year, you have no excuse. You have DJ Moore now. You have a number one receiver. Okay, last year I heard people saying that he doesn't have a nice number one receiver. Now you do. Okay, and running back, I don't know if they're going to draft a running back or they're going to sign one. Whatever they're going to do at running back, okay, your offense, you have a pretty good offense skill set wise, skill positions. Offensive line, I don't know how it's looking right now. I'm not really in that deep with the Bears right now, but I do think skill position wise, you have a nice team. So this year, do what you did last year. Last year, you proved that you are their guy with no weapons. This year, take that next step. It's simple as that. There is no more excuses this year. This year, you have to prove that you are the franchise guy. Again, basically. All right. Then for my third winner of the offseason, I picked three teams. So a three-way tie between the Jaguars, the Eagles, and the 49ers. Okay, the Jaguars and the 49ers, they got better because of one player. Okay, the Jaguars got Calvin Ridley back. The 49ers got Javon Hargrave in free agency. So Calvin Ridley, as we know, was a number one receiver in Atlanta after Julio left. Okay, so Matt Ryan was throwing the ball to Calvin Ridley, and Calvin Ridley is a pretty good receiver in my opinion. I think he is a legit number one receiver. And when you add that to an offense that didn't even have a number one receiver last year and still got to the divisional round of playoffs, I'm talking about the Jaguars when they had Christian Kirk last year, who's not really number one. Trevor Lawrence made him look like a number one, but to me, he's not a number one. I think that was more of they schemed him open versus he just got open. And then Zay Jones, who's a nice little number two, Marvin Jones, and then Evan Ingram at tight end, Travis Etienne at running back. So he had a nice little core, but now you add a number one receiver to it, he just got 10 times better offensively. So Trevor Lawrence, I'm looking for that next leap, right? You had that year two leap. Now year three got to be a bigger leap because you have a number one receiver now. So the offense just got about 10 times better. And then the 49ers added Javon Hargrave, who's a pretty good D lineman in Philadelphia. Right now you add him beside Nick Bosa and Eric Armstead. You still got Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. This team and Javarius Ward at corner, this defense just got better when it didn't have to, right? The defense was good enough last year. We all know how the season ended. Brock Purdy got hurt. The backup quarterback got hurt, Josh Johnson. So they had no quarterback in that game, so they just really forfeit, right? But the defense just got a whole lot better because not only the pass rush was already good, but now the pass rush just got 5 times better with Javon Hargrave, and the run defense got a lot better with Javon Hargrave. And I can testify to that because Javon Hargrave played with Pittsburgh before he went to Philly, so I know he's a pretty good player. All right, then the Eagles. So people are gonna say the Eagles, the Eagles just lost T.J. Edwards, starting middle linebacker. They lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson, their safety. They lost Miles Sanders, their running back. They lost Javon Hargrave, the D lineman. They lost Isaac Suamelo, whatever his name is. He came to us. He came to the Steelers, all right? He's a good right guard, and we just got a lot better offensively for the O-line. But they lost all of that, right? But then people don't realize they re-signed Darius Slay. They re-signed James Bradbury. So the corner position is locked up. It's good. They just re-signed Fletcher Cox, who was an anchor in that defensive line, who's been there for a long time as well. Jason Kelce came back. Jason Kelce, people thought he was going to retire, but he did decide to come back. And then Rashad Penny. So they re-signed their running backs to replace Miles Sanders, and Rashad Penny was a pretty good running back when he was healthy in Seattle. So, and I don't even look at just that, but I'm looking at the fact that this team just went to the Super Bowl, and they have 2 first-round picks. Not just any 2 first-round picks. They have a top 10 pick, so they have the 10th pick in the first round, and they had the 30th pick in the first round. So they're going to get better regardless. And this is a team that already has their franchise quarterback. They already have 2 nice receivers with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. They already have a nice tight end with Dallas Goedert. They just got Rashad Penny at running back, so they could upgrade their running back because Rashad Penny's not a world beater, but he's a pretty solid running back in my opinion. So this team, people say it got worse, but to me, they maintain where they were. So it was already one of the best teams in the league last year. I think they maintained that when they re-signed these players, when they got Rashad Penny, when Jason Kelce decided to come back with these 2 first-round picks. Y'all got to keep an eye on that. What will they do? That's 2 starters, basically. So put them at that right guard spot that you're missing, or put them somewhere in the defense, or put them somewhere in the offense. All right, so the Eagles definitely are the 3rd team to be winning this offseason. So, once again, my 3 winners of the offseason so far, the Jets, the Bears, and then that 3rd spot had the Jaguars, the Eagles, and the 49ers. All right. So now my losers, okay, I got to go with the Vegas Raiders as number 1. Las Vegas Raiders. So the Raiders last year, y'all know I'm most known for picking the Raiders to go to the Super Bowl last year. When Derek Carr got Devontae Adams and they reunited because they played in college together, I'm thinking that's special. And then you already had Darren Waller, you already had Hunter Renfrow, you had Josh Jacobs. The offense was loaded. So I said, you know what, they should be able to outscore anybody in the league. I did say that. But we all know how it ended. Derek Carr is now in New Orleans, and Darren Waller is now with the New York Giants. Okay, Darren Waller could not stay healthy, and then Derek Carr is the blame for everything last year. So now you're the Raiders. What do? You go and sign a worse quarterback with Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo is good when it comes to winning percentage because he's played on the 49ers, who's always had a good defense, and who's always had Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, right, and Brandon Ayuk, he's always had good skill positions. At one point, they had Emmanuel Sanders, right? They always had good skill positions, and not only that, But he had Kyle Shanahan calling plays. Kyle Shanahan is the best offensive play caller in the league. Kyle Shanahan can make any offense look good with the Brock Purdy, with the Jimmy Garoppolo, right? So we have to take all of that into consideration. When you sign Jimmy Garoppolo, you're not signing Kyle Shanahan. You're not signing Deebo Samuel. You're not signing George Kittle, right? You're signing Jimmy Garoppolo. So what he did in the 49ers is now in the past. He has to come here and try to do the same thing with the Raiders team whose defense is not that good. All they have is Max Crosby. Chandler Jones is washed up. His defense is pretty average, not even average, below average, right? So Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't have a defense to lean on, right? He doesn't have a defense to create turnovers. He doesn't have something to have his back when he mess up. And not just that, but he don't have Kyle Shanahan either. He doesn't have a great play caller that's calling plays. So you have Josh McDaniels, who I thought was going to help the Raiders last year, but I think honestly he's the reason why they lost all them games last year, because he didn't know how to call an offense with Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow. Mind you, Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller was hurt half the time, but I don't think he could call a good set of plays to make them successful. So you're not getting Kyle Shanahan with Jimmy G. You're not getting that 49ers defense with Jimmy G. Right, the run game in the 49ers offense, people think Kyle Shanahan is I talk about him so much, but what he likes to do is run the ball. He doesn't even sit back there. He's not an Andy Reid. Andy Reid like throw the ball out there. He likes to run the ball and do play action off running the ball. Well, you don't have that no more. You have Josh Jacobs, who was the third best, who had the I think he led the league in rushing yards last year. So who was arguably the best running back in the league last year. But with Jimmy G, I just think that teams are going to tell you know what? I can key on the run. I can just shut down the run. I'm not really worried about Jimmy G putting the ball in the air. Because like I said, the 49ers, their offense, they had a great O-line as well. Okay, so I'm looking at this team. I just don't see how Jimmy Garoppolo fits. I just don't see it at all. I don't see how him talent-wise fits. I understand what the thought process is. Jimmy G played with Josh McDaniels in New England, so it's a familiarity thing going on. But talent-wise, you just got worse at the quarterback position. So Devontae Adams, you thought he was unhappy last year. Wait till this year gets up and going, all right? The second loser from my NFL offseason, Dallas Cowboys. People are looking at me stupid right now. They're looking at me like, man, what are you talking about, Jay? I'm about to turn this mess off. You know what? Go ahead and turn it off and be delusional like the rest of the Dallas Cowboy fans out there. What y'all did was y'all traded for Stephon Gilmore. Y'all traded for Brandon Cooks. A nice number 2 receiver. He was number 1 in Houston, but now he's number 2 because CeeDee Lamb proved he can be a number 1 receiver last year. And then you sign Stephon Gilmore. What's left of Stephon Gilmore? We know he's a future Hall of Famer, right? But as of right now, I don't know if he's that guy still. Okay, in Indianapolis, they was terrible last year, so I really didn't get a chance to really look at him, right? But you signed Stephon Gilmore to go on a defense that was already good, right? You signed Brandon Cooks to an offense that I thought had a nice amount of weapons. But I have a question for y'all. Is the defense the reason why y'all lost to the 49ers last year? That's why y'all signed Stephon Gilmore, right? Y'all had to because the 49ers must have torched y'all. They scored 19 points, right? We're looking at his offense. The offense, to me, had enough weapons. CeeDee Lamb, right? Michael Gallup, Dalton Schultz, who was Dak Prescott's best weapon. He's also out the door. People need to realize that his number 1 target is gone. Tony Pollard. Zeke, at times, he showed little flashes, right? The O-line was pretty good, right? So you added Brandon Cooks, not because you didn't have enough talent, because you did. It doesn't matter who y'all add to this team. As long as y'all don't get rid of Dak Prescott, y'all be in the same position every single year. Okay, so I'm not even hating on the man. The man led the league in interceptions, and he missed 5 games. Explain that to me. That ain't got nothing to do. And you know what the Dallas Cowboys had the audacity to do? They fired Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator. Y'all fired him because Dak Prescott can't get the job done. Y'all trying to point the finger at everybody else but Dak Prescott. And what Cowboys fans are doing, we got Brandon Cooks, we got Stephon Gilmore. But y'all keep forgetting that y'all have Dak Prescott. Y'all keep forgetting that for some reason. And then when he shows his true colors in the playoffs when it matters most, then y'all get mad. Do not get your hopes up, Dallas fans. Please. I need y'all to listen to me. I'm trying to help y'all out. Dallas, I really feel bad for y'all because y'all have a nice team. Y'all really do. Y'all don't have a good head coach at all. But y'all have a nice talent. Y'all have a nice talented team with a good defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn. Right? Y'all have a good team. But as long as Dakota Prescott is y'all's quarterback, y'all not going nowhere. I can stamp that. I put money on it. Anybody who want to bet that, go ahead and get in the comments and let me know. Send me the amount. Put the amount that you want to bet, because Dak Prescott, guys, is going to lose y'all games every single year. Simple as that. People saying that, well, Dak Prescott's under this big contract, Jay Best, we can't get rid of him. Do whatever you got to do to get number 4 out of that organization. Simple as that. When y'all get number 4 out of there, I will put the Dallas Cowboys as the third best team in the NFC. Actually, I might already be the third best team because the NFC just is weak right now, right? Outside of Philly and the 49ers. So you know what? If y'all can get another quarterback, when y'all do get another quarterback, y'all might get a Super Bowl. Y'all just might do that. But as long as Dak Prescott is there, y'all not going nowhere, Dallas. All right, so that's why y'all are the number 2 loser this offseason, because y'all have not gotten rid of that infection y'all have at quarterback. Simple as that. And it's sad because Jerry Jones wants to win a Super Bowl. Jerry Jones wants to win a Super Bowl before, God forbid, he pass away, because he's a little older now. That's the goal. Every year, the Dallas Cowboys, they're not happy when they go to the playoffs. They're not happy about that. The organization is happy when they get that ring. And until y'all get rid of Dak Prescott, y'all will not get that ring. So Jerry Jones, do yourself a favor, bro. Get rid of Dak Prescott. Because if you don't, y'all not winning no Super Bowl no time soon. You will not live to see another Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl if you keep Dak Prescott at quarterback. It's as simple as that. That's as real as it gets. All right. The number 3 loser this offseason, real quick, I'm going to say the Carolina Panthers, okay, because of what I said earlier, that package that they sent to the Bears for that number 1 pick. I think they got a whole lot worse. Defensively, you have Brian Burns, J.C. Horn, Derek Brown. Have a pretty good defense. But I really do feel bad for whoever y'all quarterback is going to be, whether it's Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud. I really do feel bad because he doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to. Y'all got Adam Thielen. What's left of him, right? He's pretty washed in my opinion. Y'all got DJ Chark the other day, who's not a number 1 receiver. He does not have a number 1 option. Somebody that he can just sit in the pocket and just throw it out there and go get it kind of guy. He doesn't have that. So whoever y'all quarterback is going to struggle this year big time. Yes, y'all got Miles Sanders, but Miles Sanders in Philly, that's a good Miles Sanders. We got to see Miles Sanders without a great O-line, because the Carolina Panthers O-line is not that great in my opinion. So we're looking at a team that does not have weapons for whoever their quarterback is going to be. Yes, they can go in the draft and try and get. Really, they can't, because they got rid of the 2nd round pick. So really, one of y'all going to get a receiver, a nice receiver. And so until y'all do that, I just don't see y'all having any kind of success. Yes, when you get a quarterback the first year, you just want to see him prove that he can be a franchise quarterback. But what can he prove with no weapons, right? That's my only thing. So Panthers, I think y'all are definitely the 3rd loser of this offseason so far. So to repeat, my losers of the offseason so far, the Raiders, Cowboys, and the Panthers, all right? But that is it for today's episode. It's relatively short. I just want to talk about the offseason so far. I will post another episode about the NBA because it's starting to get real. The playoffs are right around the corner. The play-in tournament starts on like April 11th, I believe. So I will be talking about that soon. But that's it for today. All right, it's your boy J Best. I'm out. God bless.